welcome to your darling program. Welcome to ABN TV Newspaper Review. Here with me, I have the Punch newspaper and I have the Nation newspaper for today. Counter-terrorism campaign, federal government moves to fast-track trials of 5,000 insurgents. About 5,000 individuals suspected of instruments in terrorism-related activities are currently being held in pre-trial detention facilities across the country. The Punch has learned the large number of victims has created a significant back of the terrorism cases. This was contained in the 2025 to 2030 strategy plan of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, a copy of which was obtained by the newspaper on Wednesday. The NCCC disclosed that it is legal team and working with the Defense Headquarters and the Federal Ministry of Justice has been reviewing the files to fast-track prosecution of the missed cases tracking sufficient evidence. The NSCTC said in 2024, the support provided through this framework led to the prosecutions of 393 terrorism-related cases, resulting in 329 convictions. Thus, it added, pushed Nigeria's conviction rate in terrorism cases to 84%, a sharp increase from 4.1% recorded in 2018. Counter-terrorism campaigns, federal government moves to fast-track trials of 5,000 insurgents. The full details of these stories inside the Punch for today. Another 3-year with me in the Punch for today. Power outage in Kano as scheduled coal workers embark in indefinite strike. The Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies and the National Union of Electricity Employees, Kano Electricity Distribution Company, have commenced an indefinite strike over alleged poor working conditions. The strike, which began on Wednesday, followed the failure of the company's management to meet workers' demand after the expirations of a deadline on Tuesday, January 20, 2026. Speaking to journalists on Wednesday, shortly after picketing the KEDCO head office, the Deputy President General of Shakir Ilwan Shehu lamented that the niggling disputes between workers and the management. Also speaking, the Vice President of NAI, Ado Gaya, accused KEDCO management of bias in recent staff promotion. The company assured all stakeholders that employee welfare remains a top priority and that all necessary measures are being implemented to reduce stability and maintain individuals' harmony, he added. Power outage in Kano as KEDCO workers embark on indefinite strike. The full details of these stories inside the Punch for today. Another 3-year with me in the Punch for today. OSUN urges Abiodun to implement local government autonomy and laments interference. The Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees in Ogun State has lamented what it described as the state government's undue interference in the running of local government administrations. The union stated that it regrets that dispute, the Supreme Court judgment, the pronouncements by the National Assembly, and the clear directives of President Bola Tinubu, Governor Dipo Abiodun, has refused to implement local government autonomy. This was disclosed in a communique issued at the end of the State Executive Council meeting held in Abeokuta and signed by the Nogin President, Adefishobi Adebayo. The union also threatened government and the Nigeria Labour Congress on the contributing pension scheme and accusing the government of reneging on its commitments. The union said that, contrary to the first schedule of 1999 Constitution, which clearly are currently manufacturing as a result of undue interference. The local government workers said some important sources of revenue for council, such as mobile advertising, motor park, and garage tickets, cinnamon rates, among others, have been taken over by the state governments. It urged the government to consider its request to boost the morale of local government workers, and noting that neighboring states such as OSUN and Ondo have already implemented the consolidated salary structure for this category of workers. Ogun State Nagin urges Abiodun to implement local government autonomy, laments interference. The full details of these stories inside the Punch for today. And before we go to the second edition of this program, The Nation Newspaper, we would like to listen to what we have for in our studio. We'll be right back for the second edition of this program.
Discover the uniqueness in the entertainment industry. African Broadcasting Network, ABN, is now the pace setter in the industry. Do you want to advertise your product and services? Count on us. We will do it much more than your expectations. African Broadcasting Network, ABN, will deliver quick and prompt services. Our quality and clarity stands us out when it comes to delivering quality broadcasting. Our staffs are hardworking and versatile in the specific field of office. Our environment is so conducive and we are open to all. We also give advice on how to run your business profitably. African Broadcasting Network is situated at
9894 Eastern Street, Suite 875, Houston, Texas 77036.
Contact phone 281-652-8396 and
832-490-8203.
Website www.abntvnetwork.com. ABN, celebrating Africans' rich cultural.
Back to the second edition of this program, The Nation Newspaper. And before we go to the second edition of this program, if you'd like to follow us live and direct on our social media page, you can follow us on Facebook, APNTV Houston, like us on our YouTube, APNTV Nigeria as well. And on our Twitter, you can also follow us and click like, share, and subscribe on APNTV Houston. Like us on our Instagram, you can follow us on APNTV Nigeria as well. And now to the second edition of this program, The Nation Newspaper. Government judiciary rest assured of continued support. The federal government has restated its commitment to continually support the judiciary to perform its constitutional duty. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, who stated these tax officials of the nation's court system to ensure financial accountability and systematic reforms. Fagbemi spoke yesterday in Abuja at this year's strategic retreat for Chief Registries of Courts, organized by the Committee of Chief Registrars of Nigeria, and with the theme Strengthening Court Administration, Financial Accountability, and Staff Well-being for a More Effective Judiciary in Nigeria. The AG stressed the importance of enhanced accountability in court management and need to ensure adoptions of more technical innovations. Government judiciary rest assured of continuing support. The full sales of these stories inside the Nation Newspaper for today. Another story here with me in the Nation Newspaper for today, which is the last story here with me. Federal government ASUU deal kneel down for Nigeria's universities. For more than 2 decades, Nigeria public universities have lived under the shadow of insanity, lecture hall being abandoned semester, academic calendars stretching beyond endurance, and students trapped in a circle of hope and frustration. The unveiling of 2025 federal government's ASUU agreement was not just another signing ceremony. It was a symbolic closure of long bitter chapter and a caution opening into what both sides hope would have been an era of stability, trust, and reform. Standing before education stakeholders, government officials, and union leaders, Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, capture the weight of the moment. This is more than the unveiling of the document. It is symbolized renewed triumphs, restored confidence, and a decisive training point in the history of Nigeria's tertiary education system. Alausa credited President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for personally driving the solution of what had become a 2-decade-old. According to the ministers, the president's intervention marked the first time of sitting Nigerian leader confronted the ASUU crisis with sustained attention and political will dialogue over discard, reform over delay, and resolution over rhetoric, Alausa said, describing the philosophy that guided the negotiation. Federal government and ASUU deal kneel down for Nigerian universities. The full tales of these stories inside the Nation Newspaper for today. And that's what we have for our newspaper review. If you'd like to follow us live and direct on our social media page, you can like, share, comment, and subscribe. On our Facebook, you can like and click on APNTV Houston. Like us on our YouTube, you can like and click on APNTV Nigeria as well. And on our Twitter, you can also follow us on APNTV Houston. And lastly, on Instagram, you can follow us on APNTV Nigeria as well. And thanks for listening and thanks for watching. My name is Kenny Afolabi, and I wish you a blessed day ahead. Bye for now.